I have a request of white women who have been following me for a while. Please,
Us. White people touch people's hair all the time. I've seen it happen to me.
I must say thank you so much for your love and support. I appreciate that you are supporting my content. Today I decided to go with a bright background. I appreciate all those who are commenting my editing skills. Thank you so much. Also, I appreciate that you are commenting, you are giving me your feedback. I'm so glad when I read feedbacks, you know, so you know what you're doing. And today's video is so exciting. So it's exciting for me, for you. I know it's exciting for us. That's why you're here. So this issue of touching people's hair without asking for their permission, is it something right to do, or should it continue? Is it a habit that should be discouraged? And this girl is expressing her frustration, and how it's unfolded, you never know. Wait and see how this unfolded into a bigger thing. Wait and see.
I have a request of white women who have been following me for a while. Please stitch this.
I've been following for a while, so let me see if I can get this right. You left this comment on a video where White Woman Whisperer told a story in which three different white people in one story touched her hair. And she was responding to a prompt from another Black creator who was inviting Black people to tell their experiences of when white people felt entitled to touch their hair. So instead of virtue signaling by asking a rhetorical question that lets us all know that you would never consider doing anything like that, maybe just assume that since Black people are telling you that this is a thing that they experience from white people, that this is a thing that they experience from white people, and then just shut up.
Well, there's a lot of white women up here. You guys love it the most. Like, white women like to feel my hair like they're feeling groceries at Whole Foods. They're like, is that a salad kale? What is that? I love the smell of mangoes.
So I hope you get the twist to it. You get, not only Black people go through this experience, or let me say people of color go through this. There are also white people who have curled hair and people touch. So let's see, what's people's opinion? Are you allowed to touch anyone's hair without their permission? So either black, white, chocolate, whatever.
Yes, y'all. So he asked to pat my hair, and I was just hella confused because I'm like, is this man this dumb where he is just culturally unaware of the dynamics that exist between white people and brown people? Like, what the hell? And so I'm going back and forth with him. I'm like, yo, no, I don't let nobody touch my hair. And then he goes, oh, okay, I see how it is. I see his tone changes. I see he sits down. Mind you, he's drunk. He's got a beer in his hand. And then he says this, don't worry, I'm gonna get to touch it anyway soon. It took everything within me now to blow the fuck up. Like, I'm talking like my whole body was just like on fire. On fire. Coming over my spirit. And I was like, no, the hell you won't.
I'm tired.
So I have curly hair. This is a wig. My natural hair is very curly. Several years ago, I bought myself a curly haired wig. It was very exciting because it was similar to my actual hair. And a coworker of mine came up behind me and started running her fingers through this curly haired wig. Was that a very disturbing experience? Yes, of course. Can I even remotely assume that it's the same experience that Black people, especially Black women, have with regards to their hair? Absolutely not. And to assume that just anyone with curly hair is experiencing the same type of actions as Black people, especially Black women, with regards to their hair is really absurd.
I'm glad that so far you're enjoying the video. So let's listen to somebody else.
Let's watch
Black who has a different perspective. Let's listen to her.
A white person specifically came up and touched your hair without your consent. So I'm at my boss's house for a family function he's invited me to. He's got a Black family, right? I show up. And it's the beginning, right? And then all of a sudden a dog walks in and I'm like, oh my God, a dog. And I'm petting said dog, right? While I'm petting the dog, I feel fingers in my hair I don't understand. And I look up and it's a woman talking about how her hair was curly and red. And yes, she cut it now, but it's a little bit different. And hi, my name is whatever, okay? Apparently, no one said anything at the time, but afterwards they told her about herself, that Black family, and they apologized to me. But the kicker is, we then told this story to my boss's assistant and some other white lady to tell them, like, hey, it's kind of nuts that this happens and people touch her hair. And they said, oh my gosh, that is crazy. But you know what? Your hair is gorgeous. And each took a hand and put their hands in my hair after hearing a story about how
Rebecca shared that story 2 years ago and then yesterday again on this day post. And I want white women to look at the comment section of that post and then of the subsequent video replies that she's done since then and understand from those posts exactly why Black women have a hard time trusting you beyond historical reasons, but moments like this. And I'm using that specific incident because white women can understand misogyny, white women can understand sexism, white queer women can understand queerphobia. White disabled women can understand bigotry against disabled people. But when it comes to adding that extra layer, that specific type of bigotry that happens to Black women in addition to what I just described, we're often met with, well, why are you making it a race thing? It happens to all of us. It's all women. What do you mean? And it's because largely in part, we still aren't seen as human beings. If we take Rebecca's story, Rebecca was petting a dog, an animal, and somebody came up to her and started petting her. And then when she told the story about what happened, other people started petting her. We're treated like animals. And before anybody comes into my comment section talking about, well, people touch my hair all the time too. It is a different situation. It's a different scenario. Number one, your hair isn't anything that is villainized, criminalized, or policed. Number two, when they touch your hair, it is not in disbelief that it's your real hair and not a wig or a weave or some other protective style. When they touch your hair, it is often complimentary. Oh my gosh, I wish my hair could do that too. Who's your stylist? When they touch your hair, they aren't touching you like you're a pet. It is not the same thing. And if the only time your instinct is to say all women is when it's to deny or dismiss the experiences of Black women, then you're not an all woman type of person at all. You're just struggling with not being the center of attention. And this is how it's showing up. And the women in her comment section are the women in your lives that you are letting go unchecked.
So that's like Black people, our hair is spiritual. And also, it's weird and disgusting for you to just walk up to a stranger and like touch their hair. It had gotten so bad because I lived in like a lot of white areas most of my life that white people would literally just walk up to you, touch your hair, a stranger, and then walk away. And it's just like, what are you doing? Like, literally, what are you doing? It got so bad that I had to start wearing head wraps like everywhere I went. And I love a good head wrap, but just, you know, one day I wasn't wearing it at the doctor's office. Like, we're not even safe at the doctor's. A nurse sees me from across the room. She gets up, she walks behind me to act like she's gonna go grab something. And when she walks back, she does this. And then walks away.
I'll leave my thoughts after this video. Listen to the next clip because it kind of connects. She has brought in other spiritual aspects to hair. So let's listen more about that.
Here's a quick lesson in historical trauma as to why we don't touch Black people's hair. And it goes beyond personal space and boundaries and things like that. Our hair was used as the stuffing for furniture. It was thought to be good luck to rub the hair of a little Negro child. That is why you don't touch Black people's hair.
If you're like me, after this, you would want to pause a little bit and reflect on what she has just said. But she has also mentioned something, an element of closed practice. So this is not things that everyone can tell you, but she has spitted the truth out there. So yeah, you've known one of the closed practice in the African community. So I will just leave my thoughts in the next video because there is a lot to learn on closed practices. So let me speak a little more on the next video when you talk about closed practices. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate that you watched the video to this extent and know that touching people's hair, touching people's property, you have to ask for permission and know if it's allowed in that culture, or how do they perceive what you view as normal, or as, let me say, a kidding thing? Or no, just know first if the person is comfortable with what you want to do for them, to them, before you get to touch any part of their body. I remember when you were young and you see something on somebody's hair, you would ask for permission. If they don't allow you, you don't even have to touch their hair. And as we were growing up, let me mention this, my mom always used to tell us that always know who touches your head. And some of like up to now, my parent has never done her hair because she doesn't allow anyone to touch her hair. And I know of people who have one specific person who plaits them, so they don't allow just anybody touch their hair. So when you find a black girl on the street and you just want to touch their hair, it's not a cool thing for her. It's not, and it's not funny. Yeah. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to smash that like button, and also don't forget to leave your thoughts kindly.